All right, so there's been a ton of information. There's been a ton of facts and figures. I want to take a moment to just give you my thoughts and my impressions and my feeling about Switch 2 and hear yours as well. This is a great forum for you to put in the comments how you're feeling outside of like the facts, the figures, the logic, just how you're experiencing this amazing reveal of Nintendo's next generation. Like I tried to make a bunch of videos that gave you guys good information, good features, good secrets, but now, good morning Mario and good morning Switch fans. This is so beautiful to me. I'm really so excited. I posted this on Twitter. Like, I don't want people to think that my logic around the price and some of the facts and figures and the reasonability of the reveal and of the sort of the downside of it, I don't want that to disappear my extreme passion and excitement for this system. Like, this is the Nintendo Switch 2 that I wanted. I hope it's the Nintendo Switch 2 that a lot of people wanted. I think they came in and they crushed what I asked them to crush, which was give us a better Switch 2 that's actually a legit system that can play anything we want to play. And I think Cyberpunk on launch day shows that. I think Elden Ring and a new From Software game show that. I think getting these big titles right off the bat show that. And thankfully, Nintendo backs it up with the Tensor Core powered NVIDIA GPU that can do DLSS, ray tracing, HDR. The screen is 120 frames per second. The refresh rate is variable. This is a powerful system. Is it a PS5? It's not. But that's out the window now. That worry that maybe Nintendo would drop the ball. They've brought something that can play Cyberpunk 2077 on cartridge. That game is on cartridge, not one of those game key cards. It's on cartridge and it plays on Switch. And people have said it ran at 40 frames per second and was totally a good experience. So like that, wow. Nintendo has a strong console for the first time since I started YouTube. I started YouTube when Nintendo was in the Wii era. They haven't really had a strong console since then. And that feels so good. Like the games make me smile so much, right? Metroid Prime 4 getting mouse functionality is huge. Running at 4K, 120. I can't believe it can do that. I can't believe that's the Nintendo game era we're in, that you can use a mouse control for a first-person shooter that's running in 4K. We've gotten there. DK gets his own Mario Odyssey style 3D game with fully destructible environments, awesome movesets, and they redesigned him and it honestly looks good. I think one of the hidden things that is so great about the Switch 2 is what it opened up for the artists, right? Like obviously the graphics are better and that's on a more like ones and zeros standpoint, but the artists have killed it. And they already were starting to kill it with Mario Wonder and a little bit with Mario Kart 8, but Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza show us that they are making these characters alive. Everything feels like it just got a fresh breath of oxygen. Like it is raring to go. The movie and the theme park, I think, obviously set this in motion by Nintendo wanting their games to come to life. And the more powerful Switch 2 is fully allowing that to happen. Like the water in Mario Kart World looks amazing, and all the early impressions, so sad by the way that people are playing this and I can't play it, because last time with the Switch, Nintendo invited me to their big launch event and Nintendo didn't invite me to anything. Now, it's okay. I understand. Most people don't get to play it. Press, though, have said, like, the games are great. The system feels great. It's a better Switch. And some people are poo-pooing that and saying it's just a better Switch. And then some people are saying, no, like, the Switch was so dang good. A better Switch is all we wanted. And that's how I feel. I feel like it's expensive. And for me, like, I don't want and I don't like Nintendo being the ones to usher in this variable price of gaming era. We can talk about that briefly. I just wish that GTA 6 did it first and then Nintendo came out. I mean, this happened back when I was little. Don't get me wrong. Like when I was buying Super Nintendo and N64 games, I straight up remember paying $70 for Pokemon Stadium back in like, gosh, that had to be like the year 1998 or something. I don't know. That was so expensive back then. That converts to like over $100 today. So I can reason it out in my head and I'm going to buy these games and I'm going to buy the system. And there's going to be a huge variety. You're going to have $40 games, $50 games, $60 games, $70 games, $80 games. I just wish Nintendo weren't the ones to do it, because then all you see is the chat filled, drop the price, and it puts this black cloud over what I think was a phenomenally successful reveal. Like Dwight Schrute would be proud of what Nintendo did here. I'm very proud of it. I think this system is going to be notably better than the Switch 1, and I think that the games are actually going to be notably better, which sounds crazy. It's something that I've kind of hinted about for a long time, that I felt the Switch 2 was going to actually significantly usurp the Switch 1, which sounds impossible given like Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Witcher 3, like ports and first parties were killing it on Switch 1, but I think the Switch 2 is going to absolutely exceed it. And it was confirmed by the reveal. It's confirmed by the Direct yesterday. It's confirmed by what they're doing here. It's confirmed that we can get Cyberpunk 2077 and Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated, as well as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth eventually. They tease that, you know it's going to happen. That we can get Madden and we can NBA, we can get FIFA FC, that we can get all these major franchises. The one that I was surprised not to see was Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I really feel like so many more third-party games are going to come to this system in the coming months, right? We still have 2 months till launch. We have 6 months of 2025 beyond that. Nintendo had probably a moratorium around announcements, I would guess, to focus on the partners and the games that they picked. Why they didn't pick Monster Hunter Wilds or Doom the Dark Ages, I don't know, but I do expect both those games to be there. I feel like the leakers were incredibly accurate. Like, they didn't really leak the good stuff, the exciting stuff about Donkey Kong and about Kirby Air Riders and about Mario Kart World being like open world and you can go and just add anybody and everybody, the penguin, the snowman, the bonefish, the cow. Like, the racing in that looks insane. I spent some time watching the Treehouse today and I was just blown away. It made me feel like when I first saw Mario Kart 8, except I feel like this is an even bigger step up. Seeing the weather change dynamically, seeing Mario's hat get wet. Kids today have it so good. I played Mario when he was 8 bits, and now he's got rain dripping off of his cap. It's such a magical moment for Nintendo to achieve their gameplay supremacy with graphic competence. It's something that we haven't had in a very long time, and it's something that Nintendo has been missing. And whether it's because they have the money now, whether it's because they realize it's important now, whether it's because they've only got one console now, one chance, one opportunity, do not miss your shot. Eminem tells Furukawa, they don't have a handheld to go back on. They don't have another system to fall back on. You can say, well, they did that with the Switch, but remember when the Switch came out, when the Switch was announced, they had a 3DS. They knew it if the Switch sucked, they still had the 3DS and they could have changed course and they could have continued with that system. They didn't. They unified things. It worked out. And now they've got one system, one console. They've got to make this one amazing. And I think it actually works out very well for us. I think the power emphasis is partially there because they've got one console. We know that the game development has been dramatically improved and the output has been increased because they're not trying to split. You're getting everything in one spot. You can argue about whatever you want about the price. I think if we can take it in a bubble, which you can't, but I'm going to for a minute, this was supremely great. They announced a bunch of first-party games, and to me, there's only one dud, and we'll wait and see. Maybe it's great, but drag drivers, what is that called? Drag racers? Drive? The basketball game does look like a tech demo, and I hope that that shows Nintendo understands the variable pricing can apply to the lower end as well as the higher end. I think the red cartridges are sick. I think 256 gigs of storage is nice. I think the express cards being required is actually smart because it allows for Nintendo to prioritize speed, loading, and seamless gameplay. Nintendo often does things where they're like, well, we'll allow you to use the old memory cards because we want to be convenient. We want to be accessible. And I still feel like the Switch 2 is moderately accessible while pushing forward. And it's something Nintendo has needed to do for a long time. Again, you can look at their Discord attempt and say, they should have had this 8 years ago, but they're doing it. They're really doing everything we've asked of them, and I feel like they're really putting forward not just like a bare bones effort, but like, look, the voice technology and the face capture technology that's able to remove the background sound and video is because of the Tensor cores. It's because of the AI working in that NVIDIA chip. They're doing a nice job. They're really pushing things forward and they're trying to bring their best. And I think they worked with an excellent group of partners. I think emphasizing Cyberpunk 2077 as an in-house day one port, super smart, shows that they really care and that they really get, like, we need the big guns too. I know it's an older game at this point, but getting Phantom Liberty there, getting Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition, and getting a new From Software exclusive. Like, in the moments since the Direct, I've found out that it's basically a multiplayer game. It's not really From Software's next evolution, next mainline game. It's more of like a Night Rain style multiplayer game, but it's more than Night Rain. It's just not as big as like, Elden Ring 2 or Bloodborne 2. it still could be insanely fun. And I think getting anything exclusive from Software shows that Nintendo is like bringing the punch. There's so many threads that kind of got left undiscovered yesterday that we found out about, like the Switch 1 controllers work with this system. That's awesome. Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out in 2025, yo. Like, it's been years. I remember playing that game at E3 when they had E3, and now it's finally coming out this year. Like, within the next 8 months, that game is going to be out, and I would bet sooner than that. I'm surprised Metroid Prime didn't get a release date. I don't know what's going on with that. I like the fact that certain games are getting updates. I don't really want to pay for the ones that are $20. That feels like a lot, and I think that those games should not be 80. I think they should be like 70. Having Kirby and Mario Party be a Switch game with content for 80 feels like a lot, feels bad, man. I mean, I like that they're adding content, but it's sort of this weird mix where it's like, I'd rather you not add content and don't charge me $20. But if you're going to charge me $20, I want you to add content. But then maybe I'd just rather you do the Zelda thing and make it $10. But honestly, I'd rather you, most of all, just do the Zelda thing and attach it to my Switch Online expansion pack membership. I think that's a great way to go. Giving those $10 upgrades for free as part of the expansion pack is super smart. I hope they do much more of that. I hope many more games get added to that service. It's an easy way to do it, an easy way to build that out. And as long as they're not designing definite content, then just, hey, make it a free upgrade for online members and get that online rolling. I feel like the GameCube stuff got completely overlooked because there was so much else to discuss. But dude, they're bringing Wind Waker Day 1 on GameCube. They're bringing multiplayer F-Zero GX and Soul Calibur. That means Melee is going to be multiplayer. That means Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh my gosh. Me and my brothers are going to have so much fun with multiplayer online Mario Kart Double Dash. That gives me chills. That's the game that we played so much, the two of us. And boy, did it take us a while to get good. I probably yelled at Jake too many times. I was probably like, dude, throw the items better. You can't throw the items better. I'm the driver. I was always driving. I always thought I was doing a good job, and he was the one, but I was probably holding us back. Anyways, I just think that's another awesome feather in the cap of something that we wanted and waited for and that they delivered and that the Switch 2 has. This is absolutely a must-buy system. To me, Mario Kart World and DK are both system sellers for me. In a world where there's only one of those, I buy the system, either one. In a world where there's both, I feel like I'm getting riches, and I feel like it's so great that DK is coming out in July, 1 month after system launch, as a follow-up game. That's great, because remember, the follow-up game for Switch 1 was a Mario Kart port, which was new for a lot of people, but it was a port for me. And now we know that their first two big games are going to be brand new experiences that I personally am so excited for. Like DK, that freak out was legit. That was real. I still get so much joy knowing that he's redesigned. He's coming to a 3D game, and he's got what seems to be an awesome title. A lot of people gave very big thumbs up on what they got to play so far of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and big thumbs up to Mario Kart World, which is great. Don't forget, there's also a new Hyrule Warriors that, honestly, I'm going to get into this time. There is the test out the system map that's, at least it's only $5 or $6, but it should be free. That could be a cool extra thing to do on launch day. It should be free. It should be packed in. I was reading that Nintendo hates pack-ins, that Reggie Fils-Aimé in his book actually had to convince Nintendo to make Wii Sports a pack-in, that they really pushed back and didn't want to do that. So I guess it makes sense that we're not getting a pack-in. They think that you should have to buy your games. But when it's something that small, give it to us. Kirby Air Rider is designed by Sakurai. I'm not a Kirby Air Ride fan, but knowing that Sakurai is pouring his heart and soul into this, like, I'm going to give it a shot, and I believe it can be great. If Mario Kart has 84 characters and Smash Brothers had over 100, then how many characters is Sakurai going to put in Kirby Air Ride? Very curious to see how that turns out. And Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a killer game. We know that's coming out sometime this year. Is that the holiday title? Maybe, maybe not. If we look at it, and we can kind of do a full line schedule later on, but we've got June, July, August, September, October, November, and December, 7 months this year with Switch 2. And we've got major Switch 2 games. We've got Mario Kart, DK, Metroid, Pokemon, Kirby, Hyrule Warriors. That's 6. So I think there is a space for another game that has not been discussed. And yes, I do think Nintendo will leverage Pokemon and Metroid, even though they're cross-gen, as big Switch 2 titles. Those will get a substantial amount of space to themselves. Maybe there's a month that gets a double up, but I think there's still a game or two that we don't know about yet, that they have an opportunity to show us as the year progresses. There's whatever they're doing for the Mario anniversary, because it's not much right now. We know that there is Mario Kart World. There's been rumors and talks of a bundle, like bringing back another collection of games. They're probably going to show 3D Mario at some point before the end of the year to get you hyped for 2026. This is really cool. This is really right where I wanted to be. And I feel personally, I've seen some people say, oh, they're down. I think a lot of it was watered down by the price announcement that came after the direct itself. But to me, that was my favorite direct. I think they killed the presentation. And I think people are undervaluing just how much Nintendo did with the console, with the screen, with the system, with the FPS, with the variable refresh rate, with the system itself. Hall effect, Joy-Con, they didn't even talk about that at all. I don't know why. Your Switch 1 controllers all work. They didn't talk about that. I don't know why. We can game share onto Switch 1s. So if I have my Switch 2 and bring it over to my brother's house, we can play Mario Kart on his Switch 1 and my Switch 2, which is great. The eShop is faster and lag-free, which is great. They are missing themes. I'm waiting for another announcement. I feel like Nintendo is going to do another sort of marketing bash where they maybe show themes, they maybe show more achievements, they maybe show another game, maybe a full deep dive into the UI and the eShop and what's improved there, because that's really like under the surface right now. It's really kind of on the periphery. They clearly wanted to emphasize DK, Mario Kart, and this system is better, and we've got these partners that are making these great looking games on it. I'm floored. I am so excited. What a time to be alive. I cannot wait to get this thing. I cannot wait to play it. I'm weighing right now if it's worth me spending all the money to fly to Boston for PAX East so I can play this for you guys and play this for myself, obviously, in early May. It's only going to be about 3.5 weeks before the system launches, but is that worth it? Is it not worth it? I'm thinking it's worth it. Let me know your take in the comments down below and how you're feeling overall. Like, I would end up giving the Direct yesterday an A+. For me, personally, because of DK, it gets an A+. If DK was a different game, it would be an A, because I still think they delivered on everything I wanted them to deliver. I think Mario Kart World exceeds expectations. I didn't know how they would really evolve Mario Kart in a way that I felt was generational, and they did it. I think that game connecting the tracks is brilliant to me. I think having all the different customizations and outfits is brilliant to me, and I think having all the characters is insane, and I'm curious to see how that factors in. But the grinding, the colors, the dynamic weather, it looks amazing. DK really puts this at the very top for me. But it's the little things. It's what they're doing that maybe we expected because of the leaks, we expected because of the rumors. To me, this was a perfect showcase for what I wanted. Only things that could have made it better would have been a date for Metroid Prime 4, or if that was also a launch game, a glimpse of Mario 3D, but they weren't going to do that when they've already got Mario in Kart and they've got DK trying to earn his spotlight. And then I think like Monster Hunter Wilds and Call of Duty and Doom being a part of it. I think those are the three main third-party games that I really would have wanted to see there. We didn't see them there. It still was a healthy assortment, a very wide variety from Yakuza to Elden Ring, to more American-type titles like Madden, NBA, and WWE. But I thought those three were oddly missing. I wouldn't be surprised to have Nintendo have another partner showcase before launch. Like, they're going to have the Mario Kart Direct, obviously, coming up in a couple weeks here. A partner showcase where they highlight even more third parties supporting and games supporting the system. Like, I fully expect AC Shadows to be there. We got Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft. Interesting that they're trying to pimp that out. But Shadows is selling well. Outlaws didn't, so maybe that's just a marketing strategy. I think Doom is going to be there. I think Call of Duty will definitely be there. They signed that freaking contract. It better be there. And I'm curious to see, can we mouse control our Call of Duty on Switch? Should be freaking cool. You can do it in Cyberpunk. That's really nifty. If that works well, Nintendo killed it. They brought the core features. I think they focused way more on the core gamer than last time, where we were milking cows and listening to Ice Cubes. I'm not saying that was wrong. I'm just saying this is better. And I love where the Switch 2 is headed. I'm so pumped. Nintendo, they've already been back, obviously, because they've won the last generation, but they're back. This is powerhouse Nintendo operating from a position of strength and confidence like they did with the Super Nintendo. And that's highly regarded as Nintendo's King Kong era. So it's fitting that DK is here. I love this. Let me know your take and your feelings on it. We know the price. It stinks. We wish it was cheaper. Yes. Tariffs, Nintendo, GTA, all of it. But how are you feeling? I feel amazing. And I'm so excited for this system and the next generation of Nintendo. And then to enjoy it with all of you. I'm even thinking of changing Good Morning Mario, given a fresh series for a fresh console. So let me know your take in the comments down below, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.